Insta-snap, hello, good afternoon, what's going on? Today we're doing a little mini lesson. We're talking about alternative healing practices, alternative methods of getting some particular result. In particular, we're talking about earthing sheets. I got something to show you. So we have a TV in the bed here. It sort of goes in there. We have speakers throughout here. We have a big old fucking subwoofer under the bed. We got the cable central. We got Apple TV. We got all the stuff, right? It's a electrical shitstorm. So this is very relevant to us. However, even if you don't have all this, even if you got the iPhone charger, I want to show you something. Here we go, little voltmeter that I picked up when I was an electrician once upon a time. I'm hanging onto one end of the lead, the other end's earthed out. When you're in bed, when you're insulated off the ground, there is a voltage running through your body. Now, this is pretty low. Now, this white cable here is my iPhone charger. It's not even plugged in. Look what happens when my hand even gets close to it. You see that? 6 volts nearly running through me just from being close to the charger. Here we go. Now we got 6.5 volts. My hand here is near my light fitting. The light's not even on. My hand's just near it, and it picks up. You get a voltage induction into your body. So think about the lamps, the chargers, the cables through the wall, and there is a very high probability that you have some kind of voltage being induced throughout your body while you're trying to sleep at night. Now, that is kind of irrefutable. It's measurable. Little thing that is something that you can do. We have this earthing sheet, which is actually a sheet that you put over your normal sheet. It just goes near your feet, down the feet end. Has a little cable here that you can earth out, and it's got silver threading, right? So when your feet touch this guy, well, then we can go from 5.3 to 2.3. Feet up, we go 5.3. Feet down, 2.3, 2.4, 2.3. So, the moral of this mini lesson, first moral, is that there is some evidence, there is some irrefutable evidence to say that having an earthing sheet on your bed can help minimize the voltage being induced into your body while you're trying to sleep. The second moral, and the reason I made the mini lesson, this is not an ad for fucking earthing sheets, by the way. This is a mini lesson. The second moral of this lesson is there are a lot of things out there on the market that people try to sell to you, many things that I'm sure that you have purchased and perhaps that you still use and implement, that you haven't actually got any objective data on if the thing is effective and to what degree it's making a difference in your life. So this is a little reminder to keep it real, to measure the thing, do real objective testing in your life, because oh my golly gosh, I'm seeing people now getting involved in some crazy fucking ideas and getting swept up and attached to these gimmicks like a religion, and with no data, no evidence, there's no actual proof that it's really making a difference in your life other than they're addicted to the idea of having some silver bullet unicorn come and solve all their problems. I'm talking about the pills, potions, shakes, oils, routines, chantings, verbal, habitual things that people do. I'm talking about the counting the beads. I'm talking about the crystals with the energies. You want to measure that stuff because I do have an open mind to all that stuff, and I think that nearly all of them have a place, they have a role, but if you don't measure the thing, then you don't know what degree that role is, because if it's only a small thing, you might be missing the big elephant in the room, and you might really have a thing that has made a 2% difference or a 5% difference, right? But if life is still in a fucking schmozzle, you might be so infatuated with that thing being your savior that you might be missing the other thing that could make a bigger difference. I see people whose life is in a lot of turmoil, they're having a lot of struggle, they're going through a lot of challenge and all the stuff, and they're attached and infatuated with some rock crystal being their savior, thinking that's going to make all the difference. And I understand that there's a placebo in play, and placebo is a real thing. And if you can leverage placebo and make that work, fantastic. But measure that as well. Measure it all. Measure it all and be bloody objective. Because if you're worshipping a rock, right, and you're relying on it to solve all of your challenges and ails, but maybe you're ignoring the fact that you hate your boss, hate your job, hate your life, hate yourself, haven't resolved your shit from the past, still resentful to your mum, your dad, your ex, and you're going through a life of pain. Well, the elephant in the room there is that you're wounded. You're wounded from past events that you haven't seen the blessing in yet. You haven't loved the people in your past, and so you will attract new people into your time and space to bring out all those traits that you resent so badly and make your life a living hell until you learn to love all the thing. So I think a lot of alternative things have a place. They have a role, but the role is usually minor. The elephant usually is learning to love yourself and love your past events. When you see everything in your life as one beautiful divine gift, and if you had your time over again, you wouldn't change anything and you don't regret anything, and you love everyone who has played a role in getting you to where you are now, your life will flow very effortlessly, and a lot of your pains and challenges will dissolve. And it's nothing to do with a rock. Real change, things that really are going to change your life and sustain, happens in the mind and in the heart, happens here within, inside. This stuff, all the other things, they're add-ons, icing on top, chocolate sauce. Overall, the real moral of the story is keep it real, keep it grounded, keep it objective. How you do anything is how you do everything. If you have some really sloppy, floppy thing where you're infatuated with all these crazy gimmicks, then that's going to spill over into other areas of your life. It's going to affect your health, your wealth, your wisdom, your relationships. You're going to be chasing more unicorns. You're going to be chasing unicorns in every area. But you got to keep it real. You got to measure and keep it objective. And remember that if you're really skeptical and you don't even want to know about putting an earthing sheet on your bed, well, then you're going to miss out on some blessings in life. Some things are pretty crazy. There are some real things that don't seem logical. But if you're too naive, you're going to get swept up in the unicorns.